President International Studies, Mr. Nishant Reddy, is an IIT IM alumni. He is an ex-co-founder and chief business officer at MathBuddy, and he was ex-vice president at Univerity, which is Asia's largest career counseling company. And he's also the recipient of the award Top 100 Leaders at GFEL Dubai. And he has 10 plus years of experience in EdTech segment. And we have another speaker, Ms. Pradeepa. She's the head of business for Middle East. And she has 15 plus years of experience as academic trainer. And she has conducted 3,500 plus trainings and workshops across India and Middle East. And the duration of the workshop would be for 40 minutes and 20 minutes for the Q&A time. Please keep all your doubts ready by that time. So over to Pradeepa Madam for the presentation part.
Thank you, Raju. Good evening, parents. Thank you so much for joining on time. And today we will be having a brief about what is the requirements for the studying abroad. And the agenda of the program would be, first, let's see about the requirements. What is the application requirements? And post that, how we will be able to achieve the scholarship. And what all things you have to keep it ready to get the scholarship, like the profile building activities, and how to choose the course, and a small intro about the entrance exams, like which is required. And we will see the timelines of the applications. Okay, so this would be the the complete agenda of the program. So as I told, once a child is joining any university for undergrad, okay, like say example, if the child is completing the grade 12 by 2025, March 2025, so they will be joining the undergraduate by any time, like September month, they will be starting their undergraduate. Okay, so to join undergraduate by September 2024, the 12th grade student should apply to the university 1 year prior. That is, November month would be your basic deadline. Right? So the deadlines would be like 1 month, 2 months, it will be split up like in many countries. Okay, but the application requirements is something very common. Okay, now we will see what are the key elements which is very important for the undergraduate applications. Okay, the first one would be the application form. Okay, so the application form, as we all know, university wise, we will be giving the application, and that application will talk about the complete personal and professional details. Okay, so if you take the application form, in few countries, there are some common forum also. If I have to take an example, if you take US, there is something called as Common App. So there you will have a common application where all the universities will come and approach there and take your applications. Okay, and like if you take UK, it is UCAS. Okay, and there are certain universities where they have their own application portal, that is their own applications. So it will be there in their website itself. Okay, so these are the different kinds of application form availability. So what you have to do is, whichever university you are applying, you should know through which forum you have to apply the application form. Right? And second very important stuff is, you have to mention all the details very meticulously. Okay, because as you know, this is the phase of the student. So the spell error, nothing should be there in the application form. Okay, so that's the first requirement. Second one is the statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is an essay written by the student, which they will submit to the university. Right? So this should contain the purpose and the goal of the child. Like, for example, if a child is writing a statement of purpose or the essay, or a personal essay, it should have who the student is, what is the family background of the child, and what all the achievements they have done, and why did they choose this country, and why did they choose this major? Like if they have chosen medicine, or if they have chosen engineering, or if they have chosen business or arts, whatever. Why did they choose? So this essay should be meticulously written. And as I told you, the statement of purpose plays a major role, because this acts as a cover page to your application. Okay, that's the second important key element. The third key element would be your academic records, obviously, right? So when we say your academic records, that means your percentage. Okay. So unlike India, if you take India, Indian universities, they want only your grade 12 board exam marks. That's it. But abroad universities, you have to submit your academic records. That is your percentage, overall percentage from grade 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So all these 4 we have to submit. So I'll tell the reason why you have to submit all the 4. So these universities wants to check whether the child is consistent in performance. Okay. They want to see what is the improvement they are giving year by year. Okay, so this academic records also plays a major role, right? And the 4th one would be the letter of recommendation. So this letter of recommendation would be from your teacher, okay, from your teachers. So this letter of recommendation varies to subject. Okay, if it is medicine student, then you should get a letter of recommendation from biology and chemistry teacher. Okay, and if it is engineering student, you have to get it from your physics and mathematics teacher, right? And if it is something business related, so the subject related teachers should write the letter of recommendation. Okay, so this will be directly written to the university. So they will be, like suggesting the specific student to the university. Okay, and the 4th one would be the curriculum vitae or your resume. So here I would, like to mention what all things you have to mention in your resume. Okay, so many of the students might think like we are just a student, so what we are going to mention in the resume, right? So when you take abroad, it is very, very, it is not that you have to stick only to your academic records or the toppers would be given the chances. No, if you are really having a balanced, profile, like if your academics is just 60 to 70%, and if you have another non-academic records, then they will definitely consider your profile. Okay, so if you submit your application, 50% weightage goes to academics and 50% weightage goes to non-academics. So when you take academics, so you can mention your percentage, like whatever you have taken from grade 9. Number 2, your entrance exams, like, which I'll explain next one, like your SAT, your IELTS or APs, if you are taking that scores. Third, if you have done any research papers or any, like any thesis papers about the major UG which you are going to take, that you can mention. And if you are mentioning any international competitions, if you are participating in any international competitions or any competitions school-wise, your region-wise, whatever you participation, like academic competitions, whatever you have done, like Olympiads, so those things can be mentioned. Okay, and this will come under, okay, and if you take any extra additional courses, that also matters a lot. Okay, so these things will be under academics. If you non-academics means like you can mention your sports activity, you can mention your fine arts activity. Okay, and if you can mention your leadership qualities. Very, very important is your community service. What is the service you're doing to the society? Those things you can mention in your resume. Okay, so all the activities, whatever you are doing from grade 9 has to be mentioned in the resume. Okay, so, and the last requirement would be the test scores. So like each country, they have the specific entrance exams. Okay, so if you take, UK, right? For medicine, they have UCAT. Okay, for law, they have CLAT. And if you take US, SAT, that plays a major role. Okay, and since we are from non-native speakers of English, then we have to take the IELTS, right? So this test course like SAT and IELTS plays a major role. So you have to take that test and keep your tests like test reporting scores before the applications. Okay, so these are the 6 major elements which is very, very important when you are planning to planning to do your studies for undergraduate. Right now, So now these things are ready, and like parents and students always have a doubt that whether it is affordable, right? Yes, it is definitely affordable. So we all know that yes, fees for the international students are really, really high, and how we are going to manage that. First thing, if you have a balanced profile, you will be awarded with excellent scholarships. Okay, so please see that you have a balanced profile and earn good scholarships from the universities. So if I have to give an example, we had a student, who joined MIT, right? So her annual tuition fee was only $38,000, but she got up to $56,000. Okay, it's almost 130% of the scholarship. Now, if we have to take this year, like fall 24, one of the student, she got into Boston. She got almost 85% of scholarship in Boston. Okay, so to get the scholarships, you have to have a very good profile, balanced profile, like academics and non-academic activities. Okay, so if you have this, you will be definitely awarded with an excellent scholarships, specifically in US. Okay, and second thing is you are allowed to work there. Okay, so the part-time work are like completely legal, so you can work there. So it is, if I say, when I say it's working, you can work as an assistant librarian, assistant professor, you can help your teachers, like that. You have a lot of things inside university. That's okay, you can do your part-time work. And third, very important is obviously all the bank are supporting for education loans, so that is also possible. Right? So this is the way, where you can afford the fees at international universities. Okay, now our application is ready. Now you know that, okay, fine, it's affordable. When we have to start preparing, and what all things we have to do year on year, right? So that is the reason, we are just giving you this main PPT or the information. So it is always good you start preparing for your universities bit early. Okay, so when I say bit early, grade 9 would be the ideal age, because all the universities take your, your academic percentage, your activities from grade 9, right? So you have to start, for sure you have to start from 9, but 6 to 8 students, you can, they can put the basic foundation, right? Why you have to start preparing early? First thing, the students will have a target. Okay, so based on the target, they will be dividing their work and they will be working towards the target, so that the burden is it's the burden is very less. So year on year, they can divide the work and they can work on it, right? And when they start doing multiple activities, like doing a research paper or doing some online courses, they know which will be really good for them for the undergraduate, right? And third one would be the increase. When you are preparing early, you have high chances of landing in the better universities with excellent scholarship. Right? So these are the things, these are the factors which is, which the parents and students need to consider, and they have to start preparing early. Specifically, if a student wants to land in any Ivy Leagues or any top 50 universities, it's always better that, they have to start preparing early. Now, let's see what all things they have to do year on year. Right? So when a university, when you are submitting your application to the university, they would check 3 things. Number 1, your percentage, average percentage. Number 2, your entrance score. Okay, like SAT or IELTS or whatever the country's requirement, that they will check. Number 3, your profile. So when I say profile, I told you, right? Like your academics or non-academic activities. These 3 things will be checked. Right? So based on that, you have to start preparing early. Like for 6 to 8 students, what they have to do is, first thing, they have to focus on the strong fundamentals. I mean the concepts. So once they have a strong concepts understanding, then from 9th to 12th, it's very easy for them to implement. Okay, so focus on academics. Second, for the test prep like SAT or any kind of like entrance. So you have lot of the basic foundation courses like SSAT, ISW. You have Olympiads, which you all are aware. So those like kind of exams, competitive exams, it's always better to make the child to write. Okay, and the right extracurriculars. So when I say non-academic activities or extracurriculars, it is not the quantity, it's the quality. When I say sports, pick any one sport. That's perfectly fine. But please be consistent in that sport. So if you start something from 6 or 7, let the child play the same game over the years. So that will actually, help the student to shine well in that field. So that is what is expected from the university also. Okay, so those things you can just start developing from 6 to 8. Now, when you go to grade 9, as I told you, from these 3 factors, GPA, you have to stick to your percentage. GPA is nothing but the percentage. Okay, please see that you have a constant GPA. Okay, and for grade 9, you can start for the PSAT. Right, and grade 9, you have to fix, okay, what all activities I'm going to do for next 4 years, and please continue only with that. Right, and 10th and 11th, again, you have to show at least 1% of increase in your academics and apply for SAT or ACT in, you can start working on that from 10th to 11th. Okay, and so you have decided some activities, right? Like non-academic activities. So you have to show some improvement in that activities also. So I have started this. So next year, consistently, I'm performing and I'm improving. Okay, so this way you have to build till grade 11, and grade 12 should be only your applications, nothing else. Because applications is like the final lab. Okay, over the years you were preparing, and grade 12 is the final lab. So what you have to do is prepare your college essays very well. As I told you, the personal statement, and you will have university-wise essays, you will have common app essays. So you have to present your essays in an excellent way. Okay. And second thing, very, very important is your choosing of university. Okay. So you have to start working from that. Choose your university. You should have a balanced profile, balanced list of universities. And for each university, what is the requirement? For that, how should I answer the question? What all activities I have to present? Because in like Common App, they will give some 15 columns. So you have to know like how you have to rate it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those kind of things you have to do in grade 12. It should be completely one-way application and your percentage, grade 12 percentage. Okay, so this is how you have to prepare year on year. And as I told you, if you are preparing and you're starting little early, that's really nice. It will be really good. Your chances of landing into the better universities are higher. Right? And if a child is in 11th or 12th now, no problem. You should know that what you have done till now. From that, start working on it. And if the child is from grade 12, you would have done a lot of activities from 9th to 12th. Please take an Excel sheet, start updating all your achievements till 12th. Okay, and now you should plan how you are going to portray that to the university. So no panic. Okay, so this is how you have to prepare, and year on year you have to do it. Right? So as I told you, all the universities will have their unique expectations. It is not that, all the universities will have the same kind of expectation. Like MIT will have more of, research-based and hands-on creativity student. Right? Stanford want the student who should go out of the comfort zone and learn something new. Like that, each university have a different expectation. So when you start preparing early, you will know what all the academic activities I should cover and non-academic activities I should cover. So 4 years, you have to divide and work on it so that when you are submitting your applications by 12, all these are covered. Right? But you should know for each university which you have to highlight. That's it. As simple as that. Right? Now, as I told you, I have given a brief via what you have to update in your resume. Correct? So as I told you, academic honors plays a major role. Please focus on that. Do some summer enrichment programs. Like, say, example, if you have decided that I'm going for computers, or if I'm going for, medicine or business or arts. So take that some courses based on that and start learning and start understanding, on that, right? And then stream-based achievements. So as as you have decided your undergraduate, you should start and compete, for the competitions, like your academic achievement competitions. It could be Olympiad, it could be, like a create a robo, like that. You have multiple, competitions. Please go and participate. And it's not required that you have to win. No, they never expect that. If you are participating, they will be very happy. And number 4 would be your work experience. So start taking internships. Okay, it could be online or on-site. Start taking internships. And as I told you, work for the community, volunteering services, take leadership skills. In schools, you will have a lot of activities. Take that leadership quality. You should have that leadership quality. Right? And obviously your core curricular or extracurricular activities, you should plan for year on year what I'm going to do, next level, how I'm going to achieve. Right? And all the universities, they always have an expectation of languages. If a child is multi-linguistic, they will be very happy to, take this child. Okay. And so all these 7 will be there with all the student. Okay. So the 8th point, your unique hobbies and interests plays a very, very major role. That stands you apart from all the other applications. So you should know you will have some unique hobby or any interest. So you should know, how you are going to portray that to the university and what all things you are doing in that. Okay. So these are the 8 things which is very, very important as a profile building activity, which you are going to mention in your resume. Right? Now, once your resume is done, all your activities are set. Now, how I'm going to do my college planning? So first thing, when you are deciding the college planning, this course interest, that is the first thing which you have to decide in at least grade 9 or 10. So take a major one like engineering or medicine or business. So under that, you have to have the list of courses. You have to shortlist. They will have list of courses. From that, you have to shortlist which will work. So what are the things you have to consider? You should know, if I take this course, what would be the scope and future? Right? Analyze all that and then finalize the course. And once you finalize the course, you should check which all universities are top ranking or good ranking, have good academics. Shortlist all those universities. And after shortlisting, then, take all the universities and you have to know what is the scope and future of that university. How is the academics? How is the research program there? How is the climate? And will I get a job after that? How is the internship? So those are all things you have to, do a research. And finally, shortlist the universities as targeted, ambitious, and safe universities. So you should know, okay, if ambitious is nothing but the top ranking universities like MIT, your Carnegie Mellon, UCLA, like that, all the top schools like Warwick. Okay, all the top schools will be there, right? So those are the ambitious ones. You may get into or you may not, right? But you should always have some safe universities also, that your profile will definitely suit the requirement of that university and I will get placed with excellent scholarship. So you should always have that also in plan. Right? So these are the, different type. This is how you are going to shortlist the universities and keep it ready. Okay. So just to throw some limelight on what is the major entrance prep which is expected is like the SAT. SAT, it's nothing but the scholastic assessment test. Okay. The total score of this entrance exam would be 1,600. Right? So if I have to quote, like you have JEE NEET for India, right? The same way you have SAT for US And all the other countries are also widely accepting the SAT score. Your profile is like, something highlighted. Okay, so the total score for this is 1600, which has English and mathematics, each 800. And this SAT portions would be something, until what you're learning till grade 10 only. So you don't have to worry. Even if the child doesn't have math in +1 and +2, no problem, because whatever you have learned until grade 10, that will be the portion for SAT. Okay, so this is conducted by College Board from US. So you have to register in the College Board, and this exam is conducted 7 times a year. So you have to do your registration 2 months before the exam. Okay, and if you are taking, if you are taking the exam from grade 10 itself, no problem, because the score is valid for 5 years. Okay, this is the first entrance requirement. And IELTS is something which is very, very important for your university requirement as well as for your visa process. Right? So IELTS is nothing but they will check whether you are able to listen, speak, read, write in English. Okay, and IELTS should be taken once you start your grade 12, because the score is valid only for 2 years. Okay, and this is, this exam is like kind of open. You can book your date immediately, like whenever required. So start appearing for IELTS once you start your grade 12. Okay, so this is a small limelight on the entrance exams. If you take timelines, I've just given a gist, like when you have to submit your profile. So please don't make it till last minute. Okay, so you have to apply 1 year prior to the abroad universities. That is, when you are in grade 12 itself, you would be finished only half the way. You will be only half the way in grade 12. But your applications will be submitted by that year, but November or December itself. Okay, so if you want to be in a tier 1 university or a good school, the universities will close their applications by November max. So please submit with all the requirements by November, whenever you are in grade 12. If you want in tier 2 or tier 3 universities, you will definitely get, but we will definitely not suggest to go to tier 2 or tier 3 universities. Please aim for the tier 1 university, because all our students are eligible for that. Okay, if you have a medicine, if you want to really do a medicine in UK, then the timeline is a little bit earlier. It's 15th October, they will close. Okay, so keep your application file ready just 1 year prior and submit it. Okay, so these are the intakes and timelines, like which you have to keep it ready, and you have to be very much careful about it. So we as Turito, we have a study abroad program where we are helping our students for all the requirements, like right from your entrance prep, SAT and IELTS test preparation, your counseling, like how to do the shortlisting of course and course in the universities. We will completely guide you with the profile building part. We will assign you the research paper. We will assign you the internship. We will be helping you with which all courses will highlight your profile. We will assign international competitions, community services, and we'll guide you through what all sports activity and fine arts activity will suit the profile. Okay, and finally, once all the application file is ready, we will be completely helping you with the application process, right from filling the applications, scholarship form, okay, and guiding you through the university interviews, training you for that. And after getting it, then, which university will be best for that student, and preparing for your visa interview. All these things will be completely done by Turito itself, right? So if you want any counseling sessions or something, we will be very happy to provide free one-on-one counseling to our students. Okay, so we will be pasting the link in the chat box. You can have a free one-on-one counseling. Or if the parents really wants to ask questions, so next 20 minutes is open for the Q&A. If you have any questions or doubts, please ask us. We will be very happy to do that, right? And in case if parents you think that no, we are not that happy to ask question in public forum, you want to have a free one-on-one counseling, you can very well get in touch with us. Our team will be, helping you with the free one-on-one counseling. Okay, so please post your questions in Q&A. Whatever doubts you have, we will be very happy to answer. So any question, parents, please feel free to ask questions. You can put your questions in the Q&A forum. Okay, there is one question, so they've asked if we are in grade 12, then how we will get the admission? Right. See, it's a good question. Like say, as I told you, you will be entering the grade 12 by April, right? March, April, you will start. Correct. And then we will submit the application by same year, November. Right? So what we will do is we will submit the scores of 9, 10, 11 and 12th first term report, and school will issue a predicted scorecard. With that, universities will send a conditional offer letter stating that in your 12th board exam, if you achieve this predicted scores, then your admission will be confirmed. Okay, so that question will be, so this is how you will be presenting your grade 12 marks to the university, and that is how they confirm the admission. Okay, there is one question. Many extracurricular and volunteer activities required to be over 18. What do you suggest to do help in building extracurriculars and volunteer work? No, dear. See, even we have our students who are doing the volunteering services now. Okay, there are activities which is under 18. So those activities you can take it up. Like if you are going for India, if you're going to India, what you can do is you will have some underprivileged schools there, right? You can go and teach, and post that you can tell them I can teach online also. They can join online, or wherever you go, you teach them. See, these kind of things are there. So we should actually explore, and we should, make use of it. Okay, Mohammed? Yeah. Please feel free to post your questions in the Q&A. I know it is like too much of information at a stretch. So if you feel that you can, you want to discuss with us personally, you can very well fill the form which is there in the chat box. And, we will be assigning this one-on-one counseling, free one-on-one counseling session for the parents. It's basically $100, but since you are from Shantiniketan, we will be assigning this for free. Any questions, students? And one more thing is you should be very specific And don't stick to only one country. Okay, that's not a wise choice. Always have 2 countries or minimum 3 countries in hand, and from that, choose the best universities and do applications. Don't stick to only one country. That's always not suggested. Go for 2 to 3 countries option. Okay, and go for only Tier 1 universities. Please don't go and settle for Tier 2 universities.
Which are the best options for aviation courses?
Yeah. So for aviation, from 11th and 12th, you should have physics and mathematics as major. Okay. And for aviation, US seems to be number 1. And, and then comes Australia, and then comes UK. So for aviation courses, you should have a very strong mathematical skills and physics, which is very, very important. Right? So that's the country options, which is really good, and you can do it really well. US stands first actually. What do you recommend to do? Find good universities around the world. Any websites? Yes, you have authentic websites, like for each country. So, you should know from which is the authentic website, and then you have to do. And we always suggest that please go for some expert advice before choosing the universities. I know, we all look into Google and everything, but there is something, kind of practical experience. So go for some expert advice before finalizing the universities. But ranking, yes, you have authentic websites in Google. Each country will be providing that.
You can also fill the form actually. So we'll get in touch with you, your feasible time, and we can plan for a one-on-one counseling session.
Yeah. If you want to know, any specific country top ranking universities, we can definitely help you. So you can fill the form. Any other questions, students? May I know which grade you are all from? It would be great if you can put it in Q&A. So accordingly, I can give you some insights or some tips here. You can put your grades in Q&A forum so that I can give you some tips. So from which grade and what you can do and all. Start doing research papers. Even from grade 9, you can do it. Okay, please start doing research papers. 11th and 12th. Okay. So Mohammed, first thing what you have to do is list out what all the activities, whatever you have done till now. Okay. And then, based on your profile, you have to shortlist the universities, and then you have to start working on your statement of purpose. Okay. So 11th grade student, what they have to do is start working on the internships, research papers, and, community services very importantly, right? So those things, please start working on it. And 10th grade, start appearing for your SAT. And, you should be finalizing all your activities till now. I mean, what you're going to do. So those things you have to put strong foundation from 9th and 10th. Okay, obviously, I know you have your boards. So all the students should dedicatedly give 1 hour of time for profile building activities, like every week, just 1 hour. That would be really nice. So you have a consistent performance over the year. So you should allocate 1 hour every year to build your profile. So that will be actually giving you a break from your regular routine also. Any other questions? So if you want any questions to be answered, please fill the form. We will be very happy to provide you with the counseling session. The link is in the chat box. I guess we don't have any more questions. So please inform whatever you have gained from this workshop to all your friends, so that you can share this link with your friends also. If they require, they can actually register, and we will be giving the workshop for those students also. I mean, sorry, counseling sessions to those students also. So just spread a word to your friends if you find that this session was informative. And as I told you, if you want any other help, you can get in touch with us through the link.
And it will also help the students who have missed the webinar today, maybe because they might have forgotten or they didn't have time to join the webinar. So you can also share this link with them.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, students. Thanks for your time, and hope to meet you all soon. Over to you, Raju.
Thank you very much for joining us today. As Pratibha Madam told, please circulate this form with your friends so that they can also fill this form and avail the opportunity for this counseling. Thank you very much. Nafisa, if you have any doubt, you can message our chat actually. You can actually fill in the form. I'll tell you once. I put one. I'll pasted one link actually. You can fill this form. Since you have missed the webinar, you can fill this form so that we'll get in touch with you and we can have the one-on-one counseling with you. May I know which grade you are into? Okay.